Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Madhouse. We are back again. Down to this week, we do not have a who's he playing? Tenzin, played by Phil, or a Jadis by Venifer. Not with us today. Venny is working, and Phil is running around in a field with some sort of weapon, hitting other people.
Living the life of Ryrie.
Yeah. So we've got three lads here, keen to get into it, race around on steel dogs, intrigue, mystery, murderer. And that's just Colwen.
In flaps.
Boy.
Anyway, who wants to give me a recap for last week? I'll put the question out there before Chris jumps in and says, yep, I got it.
This is going to have to be tricky because I was Stan's personage.
I was halfway out of it last session, so...
Yeah. That's fine. That it is. In his copious note-taking.
Alright, Varys ended up respawning Millie, who died. Millie, and she is now sand/sky coloured. Danzin and a couple of people requested information on the Wild Hunt, and a couple of us have been told eliminate Baron Karnor if he's in league with Oleg.
Yeah. Tenzin blew up.
Oh yeah. The big race started, and Colwen managed to gain a couple of places. He's not as fast as the others, but he can zip over hazards easier.
He doesn't. His mount doesn't suffer from exhaustion.
Yeah, that too. Sorry. He is currently what, 6th of 7th?
6th of 8.
6th of 8th in the race.
I'm 6 of 8, and you will service us.
The Rift Hunters left, and Tanya produced a new steel defender named Abel, as in Cain and Abel.
Yeah, I think people get it.
They a couple of guys decided. Denson overheard something about the Smoke and Mirrors shop, or
Siphon and Souls.
Siphon and Souls shop.
Smoke and Mirrors is in Rivermate.
Yeah. So Denson decided to investigate the Siphon and Souls shop, and this is while Kaplan's assistant went and ran interference unknowingly. So Danson finds out about the Golden Kiss, which is bad poison, and Danson then opens a note, and kaboom!
He found what he got really excited because it was a hidden compartment. Grabbed it out. As soon as he touched it, basically it triggered a trap, which incinerated the note and gave him a slight singeing.
Good one. Yes. Kaplan's assistant Jeffrey went and apparently tried to fight the fire, in inverted commas. He kind of helped the shop burn down. And then invited Sinjin, the shopkeeper, and suspected
Singe, not Sinjin.
Singe, sorry. Yeah. And then invited him back to the tailor shop. And and he basically said, "Hey, I know you guys are like an intelligence agency. You got to help me because I'm trying to do something good, I'm trying to do something good, even though I've spread enough poison out to kill this entire city. So he has confirmed, if we believe him, he has confirmed the ability to. He has confirmed that the Shadow Hand is not all together. The Shadow Hand. He then got How's the What was his death again? A shadow came from a tattoo on his body, engulfed him, and compressed him.
Pretty much. Wrung him out like a wet rag.
Yep, and this is while Kaplan was trying to say.
Talking to Denson.
Yeah, this is while Kaplan was saying, "Hi, Mr. Denson, how can I help you?" They then said, "Okay, it seems like we should go call the head investigator, and he can deal with this." Oh, the head investigator's gone. It looks like the person in charge of investigating anything which happens here is now Malcolm. This makes our life easier.
I hate my job.
Yep. Yes. This golden kiss, which is the poison which Vanny almost got killed from. It can be any form: gas, powder, liquid, or more commonly, it's just put on a blade.
That's mostly because it's used by assassins as an assassination weapon.
Yep.
And in the experience of general society, in its original form, it's not.
Yeah. Singe said that he was directly dealing with Baron Cedric Cardinal, who is Scum, and apparently is the one leading the Shadow Hand in this fight. And that he was ordered to supply the poison, which nearly got Jadis.
Becker's character, yeah. Poisoned and killed.
He didn't ask who was being used on, and he was told to tell it to these kids or whatever. You never got the full story.
Yep. Apparently, the poison. He managed to poison. Apparently, the golden kiss is what killed most people in Earl's Bay a little bit back as well.
It was an element of the plague, yes.
Yeah.
In a much diluted form.
Jesus.
Anyway.
That's about it.
Welcome to tonight's session. We have Colwen, after having passed his first obstacle in the desert, riding Cain for all he's worth in this race. Two, let's call them competitors. So we all know that they were hired far. We have Malcolm and Kaplan. Where did you guys end up? I know that you had the body taken to a place to be held for investigation and examination. Whereabouts did you guys go after that?
Well, Malcolm was thinking of heading back to camp to meet up with the remaining party to figure out where to go from here.
Kaplan will go with him to update on what happened. Spread the update to the group.
So you return to the camp and you see Jadis standing there, glaring at this young dancer. You recognise it as the youngest dancer of the troupe. Standing over her, glaring as she's cleaning pots. And she shoos you away.
Us away? All right.
She doesn't want this kid getting distracted. She takes a moment and tells you that she's got to deal with this discipline issue.
Yep.
Denson is nowhere to be seen at the camp.
I guess we go check his garden, I guess.
You
We
proceed
can.
into the. Go on. Sorry, I jumped the gun. You
Oh,
guys are going in. So you go into the keep, heading to that garden, and the small cottage he has there, surrounded by his garden, grove in the distance. Speaking to one of his assistants, they tell you that he has gone on a trip to the west to collect herbs and whatnot and products to enrich the garden.
very well.
And will not be here. They ask if they can do anything to assist you.
If you wouldn't mind just send him our way whenever he returns.
Oh, most definitely, sir. We can do that.
Well, thank you so much.
For all intents and purposes, you two lads are on your own.
I guess that leaves it to us for now then.
You believe a word he said?
Well, in my opinion, I don't see why he had a reason to lie.
Well, this ending, whilst not ideal, he would have ended up, because he's peddled enough of that poison to kill a city, he would have ended up dead anyway. The law would have killed him anyway. There's no coming back from that. If you peddle enough poison to kill an entire city, you get the death sentence. You get death sentence.
You are both aware, especially you, Malcolm, that the product that is used to create the Golden Kiss and the Golden Kiss itself is highly controlled.
Mm.
And anyone found with it would face either life imprisonment or capital punishment.
Malcolm is not local, so he would.
It is a
know.
nationwide thing.
No. I mean, Malcolm isn't local to this city, so he wouldn't know really where to go for the peddler to get information from known peddlers and stuff, as of yet.
In regards to the Golden Kiss, no one peddles it.
All right.
It is a controlled substance, not to be seen, heard, or used at all. It is a banned illicit substance.
It's not like anthrax where you need to know where the market is. I assume. I don't know. Ignore me.
Well, I'm guessing this won't have gone through any official law people or anyone controlling it. It would have gone through underground connections.
Mm.
Well, it's interesting because if you believe what he said, the highest official law person who's involved in this is Baron Cain.
Whereabouts are you guys discussing this? And where are you headed?
Well, we haven't gone far from the gardens yet, I'm guessing.
Yeah, still on the keep grounds.
Mm. I'm trying to think to see where would be the most likely.
Do a history check for me, both of you, considering you're both members of the Crownsmen.
7.
17.
Kaplan, you recall that the base ingredient, the chief ingredient of the Golden Kiss, originated from the Elven Greatwood, in darker parts of the jungle that is Elven Greatwood. That it comes from golden poison dart frog.
Well, if there's one person around here who knows anything about this poison, it's the head of the Greatwood delegation. Shall we ask questions?
We can do that. It's a good place to start, if any.
There go dice. So
Would they reside in like a campment area or the keep?
In the keep.
All right.
I believe we're looking for Varys's uncle.
Very well. Let's
It-
sleep.
I'm guessing it does not need to be said that this.
I would have an assumption that G. Kaplan, being a suspicious bastard, would have scouted out, even maybe not have been there himself, but the general location of the attendees of the summit. Thing as part of his mission there is, 1, to protect them, and 2, to scout out what purpose the Summerford faction of the Crownsmen had in the East there, as represented by Oleg. I interrupted, sorry.
Hello. Yeah, sorry. Just
Thinking.
checking. I had
Although-
a high MS for a moment there.
Although, unless you can come up with a reason for me to be there, I can't think of any reason why I should talk to him myself. You yourself have papers for the Crown's Guard. I have papers which say that I'm a tailor.
This is true. Well, I have papers that say I'm an investigator, but yeah.
Which is a member of the Crownsmen, man.
Yep.
The investigative body of it.
Yep. Well, I guess we or I, depending, should have a talk with him. Or the delegation.
I could arrange some fake papers so I could possibly join you as your assistant, but that would take time, unfortunately.
Would you need to show papers if he's producing them? Question.
I could just present you as my assistant.
Yeah,
Or
but-
just a party dragged into as an assistant, not necessarily an assistant, but assisting the case.
It's interesting because at this point, G. Kaplan takes off his fine and fancy coat, turns it inside out, and it is a black sneaky coat with a hood. Well, if he doesn't see my face, he can't ask questions now, can he? And puts his coat back on in the reverse, in like to hide his identity.
Very well.
I noted.
Well, if you prefer that, you're welcome to it. How does that work? Is it just hiding your identity, or is it presenting you as someone else?
He's trying to keep his face hidden.
Yeah. It's not magical. It's just interesting because his coat one way looks like he's a tailor. His other coat is designed for like sneaking. It's not magical in any way. It's just like it serves different fabric serves different purposes, and the hood hides his face, and the hood is there to hide his face during the interrogation. That's all.
Oh gosh.
All right, so hiding your identity while we go meet this person is certainly not going to draw any attention at all.
I'll be back at the shop then.
Well, just a quick question, Kaplan. Is there a reason why you would hide your identity? I mean,
because I'm a tailor by day and a crownsman by night, and you know this.
I know this.
Sneaking around.
For all intents and purposes, these other people will know that you're assisting me in this case. As of now, they won't have any reason to suspect a tailor or a crownsman being either or.
Okay, I'll let you talk this one out then.
Well, if you're feeling uncomfortable, that's up to you.
Nothing. I just don't see the reason why you'd take a witness to talk to a expert, to talk to an unrelated expert. That's all. I think it may be possibly breaching my cover.
If you're
sorry, I'm not. Yeah, out of character. I'm not trying to be a dick, but I just don't see.
I think that there's a certain amount of in-character knowledge that the player might be missing in terms of standard operating practice and the expectations of other people around that, and perhaps that you don't necessarily need to justify everything, but that's just my 2 cents on that, which is always tricky with it.
Can I say there's almost zero possibility of him knowing that you're a tailor. You got to understand that Dune City at this present point has hundreds of thousands of people in it. It is the single largest city on the face of the planet when it's in full swing.
All right, fine. I was just thinking it didn't make. Yeah, he couldn't. Yeah. All right, but go ahead then. Kaplan puts on his normal coat and goes with.
Damn it! I was so looking forward to the guards grabbing him.
All right. Let's head on then. They'll make their way towards the delegation.
You go upstairs to the 5th floor, asking a few questions. You identify exactly where the apartments for the Elven delegation is. And there it is, there's the door.
Is there a guard posted, or can we just knock?
A couple of Elven guards there, eyeing you.
Good day. I'm Investigator Dusk Threader. I would like to speak to the leader of the Elven delegation here.
Raises an eyebrow. One moment, sir. Knocks on the door. Pokes his head in. Investigator by the name of Dusk Trader. You hear a soft voice. I thought the investigator's name was Hammond. Pokes his head out. We thought the investigator assigned to the area was Hammond Lockwood.
A colleague of mine.
Lockwood.
He is at the time currently unavailable.
Pokes his head back in, explains that. Best send him in. Check his credentials. Goes back to you.
He presents his identification.
Now, I know you probably had to do the blood test to come in to the keep itself, but we're going to have to ask you to pass this test. You and your associate here to pass his test again.
Takes off his glove and presents his hand.
Prick, prick.
Kaplan does the same.
And you go, they motion to you in. One of them coming in to stand watch as you talk to the High Lord of the Gillison. High seat of House Gillison. There we go. High Lord of House Gillison. Barry sitting down at table, pouring tea. Gentlemen, would you like a cup?
I wouldn't mind.
Was you up? Looks at Kaplan.
Kaplan says, yes, please. And
Pours it down. And motions for the two of you to sit. Gentlemen, if you please, take your ease. How may we assist the investigation, and what exactly are you investigating? I might be so bold.
Me and my assistant here are looking into some more dealings of the more illicit nature.
Illicit nature? Oh, yes, we snuck in some, so I say, pay settings.
Oh, no, we're not accusing you of anything. We're
He's
simply looking
grinning.
for information.
Information on what, sir? I struggle to understand how I can benefit you in your investigation of the ghastly underworld, darker, whatever.
Well, this substance we are looking into are more of a. I think it's more sourced out from your local vicinity.
His eyes sort of narrow. You need to be specific. You've lost me, sir.
I'm certain you've heard about a substance by the name of the Golden Kiss.
He frowns. We've heard of almost impossible to obtain, even for those of elven blood. You understand, it is controlled by the wildlings, the wild tribes. It's almost like an alliance of wild elves and the tabaxi jaguar.
Which then leads me to the question if you would have any knowledge of how this substance would have made its way
I believe the
city.
golden kiss you were talking about is the one controlled by the Shadow Hand, yes?
Yes.
The reason no one can go into the lands that the Wild Alliance controls is because previously several of those traders that were the very few were allowed to trade with them, or were allowed to trade with them. At one point, the Shadow Hand traders, posing as traders, these vile miscreants, stole the golden kiss from, which they consider a sacred part of the mother jungle. Now, no outsiders are allowed near the lands. It is the descendants of those frogs and their secretions that they use. They produce it themselves. They don't bring it in. You need to find someone that I imagine the Shadow Hand still has descendants of those first frogs.
That's good to know. So more than likely, they're producing it themselves within the city and not bringing it in from the out, not sourcing it from the outside.
Hey, friends, are you telling me there's a member of the Shadow Hand here in the city? He looks at the guard and the man nods, pokes his head out, and I'll see to that my guard is increased. I appreciate your warning.
He kind of carefully, not like, hey, look at this, but carefully, subtly, like hold out the little skin flap with the identifying tattoo.
Well, that is quite gruesome, sir.
Can I just point out that Carrick would know that the Shadowed Hand are in the city because he would have heard about Varys's attack in the pub?
It's never proven there was a Shadow Hand.
Alright, just saying.
It was just an attack.
You were also tracking, look at the time, who's a member of the Groundsman, not the Shadow Hand. There's been no identification of the Shadow Hand to Carrick. This is the first confirmation he's had, true confirmation. There's been thoughts and speculation between him and Varys.
Alright, never mind then.
So there was a person who met his end, actually from this tattoo.
Is that? Oh, you've carved off the skin of some poor dead boy. Oh.
Well, this
He's
poor,
looks at you and there's a kind of disgusted expression on his face.
well, it's easier to drag this than a whole body, isn't it?
He could have. Anyway.
Well, it's an identifying mark. So.
And what part of his body was that on?
It was on the back of his hand.
He frowns and goes, "That's bold of them having it right there and that."
It is.
Hmm.
And he was. He wasn't really doing anything other than sitting there waiting before some shadows emerged from this tattoo, and it crushed him like a
Have you
grape.
taken it to a mage of some sort to see if there's some residue, arcane residue?
I was just going to suggest that, Governor, says Kaplan.
Evening, Governor. Well, that would be the next step.
My other suggestion would be, if what makes you interested in the Golden Kiss? I don't know how prevalent it would be. I mean, there can't be that many of these frogs left, can there?
What was the information? He
There
looks
was
over to
enough.
Kaplan. There was apparently enough to kill this entire city.
He sort of leans back, face pale.
Enough to kill the city has passed through his hands, quote unquote.
Have you informed the guard that, possibly putting a guard on the wells and the water sources?
That is a good thought.
He takes a deep breath and he is shaken by the information of how much there has been.
So you can understand by the amount that's been talked about here why we came to you.
Yeah, I mean, considering its origins, you had to find out if we knew anything about it crossing the borders, but I can tell you now, it does not.
I believe him.
Roll insight, man. You feel free to believe him or not.
14 for me.
16.
He is honestly shocked and not lying.
All right. It's a good thought having the guards source out the water supplies around the city, having the water tested.
Foolish people trying to read a politician. Water sources. Maybe we should have a guard placed in the kitchens as well. I don't know. Oh, this changes everything. There's so much damage in one place. All of the gold are done. And he is shaken to his core.
Do we know the alchemical? Are you familiar with the alchemical components of this this poison? Would it do anything good by boiling water? Would that do anything, or would it still be poisonous?
Leans back. Honestly, you can put it in water, it'll dilute it. Boiling it will store some of that potency. Water boils off, the poison doesn't.
So boiling the water would by no means make it necessarily safe.
The opposite. Restore some of the potency. This is why it was so popular with the Shadowhand. It was almost impossible to counter.
Well, it would be a disaster if this made its way in the water sources around the city, the wells and such.
And if in the quantities you're talking about, I don't know if you remember the plague. And he lifts his fingers and wiggles his, in quotation marks, the plague that struck Wells Bay. That was in a diluted version mixed with other reagents. Produce a plague-like effect. This would be straight out fatal, especially to the old and the young. The strongest might survive it, depending on the dilution rate. I'm sorry, I need to consider the safety of the council.
One more question, sir. Do you know? I'm not. I can probably ask other people this, but do you know what the formula is for it? Is there any other chemicals we should look out for being imported in large quantity, or is there or is there some kind of magic involved in it? If you know, of course. I'm not presuming that you had anything to do with this.
He looks at you and is slightly bemused and goes, "Yes, I can tell you. From my many years as an assassin, I can tell you the exact amount." Brett lifts his hands and kind of shrug and goes, "Sorry, I have no idea."
One rolls insight
Suspicious as hell.
9.
Oh my god, he's an assassin. He rolled a 4. No, he's even at that 9, man. He's being. He is stressed, and you've asked a stupid question, so you're getting a stupid answer.
All right, I was just worried. I was just really, really worried about that roll. Given
Get him.
Well, my lord, is there any known antidote to the substance that you know of?
I can ask. It's not something we've had to deal with for centuries. The Shadow Hand has been banished from our lands for a long time before they had been put to the sword.
Well, if there indeed exists a form of antidote, then it might be an idea to have alchemists start working.
I believe clerical magic as well was, if with timely application of the clerical divine cures will counteract.
Well, this is true, but again, as a cleric myself, there are limits to how many people one cleric can handle.
I understand. I will have my historians check into it.
Very well. If you happen to come across any sort of knowledge of an antidote that can be produced, it might be an idea to have the different alchemists around the city start working on it.
He leans back. I will have them look into it. If it does, I will speak to various alchemists and snaps his fingers at a thought. I will talk to that gardener. He may have ingredients for it if we do find it.
Very well.
And he's basically at the point where he's deep in thought, and you get the sense that meeting's at an end, even though he hasn't been rude enough to outright tell you to get out.
Yeah, Malcolm stands up and nods. I thank you for your time, sir.
Wish you luck with your investigation, sir.
Thank you very much for your time, sir.
So you leave the room, Colwen.
Yeah.
Pad, the rapid pad of your mouth as that ground-eating lobe. I need you to do a stealth roll for me for your base camouflage, ma'am.
I am going to try and do a quick reload here because I have a very high MS currently.
Mm-hmm. Colwen? You hear me?
Wah, 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 wah.
So if you're going to give me a stealth roll for your basic camouflage, advantage, just to get his general state as you move with that camouflage clothing, and oh my god, you were invisible.
I'm Batman.
You want one from Millie as well?
Yeah. I was just thinking it was like a group thing, but yeah, go on.
Also, it wouldn't be too unusual to have a flying creature in a desert, as long as they didn't look too out of place, especially given that there are expected to be corpses about.
Yeah. Really, it'd be too far off for him to identify exactly what she was, but yeah.
Yeah.
But
we're not talking an Ardith Bay and his bird situation.
Right. So as you're riding along, scanning,
That's a 10,
I will
by the way.
get a perception check from Millie and Kaplan and the Steel Defender.
$15 for Millie.
Mm-hmm. As you're riding along, Millie scouting ahead of you, you get a flash and image of several men lining this gully to one side. So just faces wrapped up in a veil and stuff to help negate the heat.
Mm-hmm.
And they are eyeing the road. They don't seem to have seen you, but you get the impression that they're waiting. Weapons at the ready, bows, crossbows.
Yeah, it's much easier to win the race when you're the only competitors. Do I see a clear way of staying out of their view and just...
Easy enough to go further away from the side they are and just go out of their line of sight, man.
Yeah. Just bypass them completely. I mean, I'm already pretty invisible, so chances are they could be waiting there for quite some time. Just like, where's the...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right, so let's do a thing here for the rest of the crowd. That's not what I wanted. Sorry, bear with me as I do the positions. You've just cruised through the scene that I had for you. It's fine. Everybody, so. Okay. The Colwen, moving ahead, you see a dead horse. As you go around far enough that they don't see you, you see a horse peppered with arrows. A man in the colours of the Knights of Soul, dead. Just feet from the horse, haven't been thrown there as they were ambushed.
Yeah, pretty much what I expected. Desperate, but when there's that amount of money on the line, it's not to be dismissed as a possibility. And perhaps most importantly, it means that while they might be resting their horses while they plowed on ahead to do all of that, whether or not the horses will still be in a good enough state to catch me up once I manage to get a decent amount of distance between us. But that is supposition for now. It's plow on to the next point.
Yep.
And just keep at it. The only thing I do is pause to overage it to take a quick piss, and then In fact, I probably don't even take a piss. I've been sweating it out so much, and I'll take a drink and carry on.
Okay, so brief ration of water and food. Getting on to midday, that heat beating down on you like a hammer. But Cain is fine, but I need you to make a Constitution save.
Right.
With advantage, because the clothing that you have was designed both for camouflage and to protect from the desert heat.
Yeah. It's sweaty, it's uncomfortable, but manageable.
Yep. So you continue forward. You hear behind you the scream of a horse, and you realise that those two thugs that you passed earlier have ridden into the middle of that ambush. And you hear shouting and conversation as you ride forward. And you hear one of them say, the thugs yelling, "Oi, what are you doing? He's ahead of us! It had to be!"
Well, looks like I better... In fact, quick scout of the surroundings. And what I want to do is basically see about leaving a false trail, because chances are that they'll be able to easily spot the tracks that...
Roll a survival check for me.
Sure. Not too bad.
So you get the bright idea to send Cain trotting for 15 minutes in one direction before he comes back to you, while you continue straight on foot. Slower going, a bit of slog, but nothing you can't manage.
Only issue there is that they'll notice the difference between that and what have you. What I was going to do is basically look for a hill or a ravine.
So you're looking for harder, rockier ground.
Yeah. Leave a track leading off into it so they wouldn't immediately be able to see that it stops. Go along it for a bit, then double back, and to play out this ambush game.
Survival. Let's do a contested survival.
Okay.
You lay in wait to see if they go take it, follow that hook, line, and sinker. I'll need another stealth roll from you.
You need another survival from me.
Stealth. See how well you've concealed yourself versus their perception.
Sure. I'm going to spend my inspiration.
You've got advantage with it because of your camouflage.
Oh. Lovely. In that case, I'll roll it again. Yeah, that's acceptable, I think.
Okay. So you watch as these two thugs lead this group, following your tracks straight into that gully, that harder ground, and you see they get to the point where your footprints disappear. They look around, and
ambush time
quietly amongst themselves. Oh, you're gonna go for it. So you're gonna attack about 8 armed men. Gotcha.
Right. So you didn't say how many.
I didn't actually say it. No, but there was 6. Sorry, go for it. You know what? If you want to do it.
Sure would be nice if we had some grenades right about now.
You hear quite chirp.
Hang on. I need to think about this. So, right. I'm going to request a brief break because what I've got planned for next depending on Colwen's assessment, is to see literally whether or not he can Batman them. Pick them off one by one.
Oh, let's do it. So,
and go through that. But yeah, I'm going to need a brief break just to quickly refill caffeine and plot, because if nothing else, Tristan.
At this point, Millie guesses what you're doing and puts an image of like.
I could just communicate with her. You don't need to guess.
Oh yeah. And Millie sends an image of a eldritch blast coming from her.
Yeah, I'll communicate that. That's a good idea, but only on my mark.
And of course, you see Varys waving, but yes.
Okay. Thanks. It's nice to see you too. But yeah, I will like to call for a brief break and then come back, and I guess I'm gonna have to be awesome again.
No. Halfling man.
Sam Smith.
Sam will rock you.
We'll be right back after the break.
After these,
words from our sponsor.
You said 10? Hello. Welcome back. Hey. Our tech guy. Yeah, okay. We took a brief break for we will rock you, Sam, to come up with a plan of action.
It's a doozy.
So, lead us in. Ed, what would you like to do?
Okay. First off, I want to start off with finding a shadow under the rock and offering a prayer to my god.
Okay. There's plenty of shadows there, man. They're in this cutting, basically. Looks like it used to be at River's Bed, long dry.
So, yep, gonna take out the arrow wrapped in the cloak, as is the focal point, down, and say, Mistress of Shadows, I bring now for your amusement the terror of these thugs. I ask for your aid, and for which you may be granted entertainment. So is that a religion check?
Religion for me.
I'm going to re-roll that. Come on.
I can give you I'll give you the plus from the recap if you want.
Oh, thank you.
It's a +8.
So that's what, a +8?
Roll D8.
Okay, so that's 12 if we're using the highest value.
You feel a sense of amusement fill your head.
Good. Okay, so the next step
eyes of the goddess are on you.
Is I'm going to get out the hat of disguise, and I'm going to disguise myself as one of the thugs.
Yep.
And what I'm going to do from there is to basically offer out one final part of the prayer, in which he says, help them to decide that if they split up, they will cover more ground.
Roll a straight D20 for me.
Eight. Not good, not
Front of
terrible.
the group. Hey, let's have that be an opposed. Do you see those two thugs that you had encountered at the first trial with the scorpions arguing loudly? We should split up! No, he's this way, I swear! You saw the footprints? What if we went up? No. Oh.
Right, so are they just currently arguing amongst themselves? Or? Sorry.
As they're doing this, your shadow straightens up off the ground, gives you a cheeky grin, and this bam appears down another path, splits into two, and two of them appear separate at this fork in the canyon. And your shadow, looking like you, having gained color, starts from one shadow to the other, but not sneaky enough, and they're spotted. He's there! Both the thugs shout, pointing in different directions, and go charging off. The rest of the group looks startled and stood up.
Okay. Fall in behind the nearest group. Get behind the guy who's kind of leading up the end of the tail of the group.
Yep.
And as is tradition, hand over the mouth, knife over the throat, and slit it.
Okay, stealth. Get up on him. And I want to slide a hand. Actually, no, make it athletics. Yep. Easy enough. And athletics for the grapple and kill.
Yeah, I mean, he's not going to expect it because
that's fine. That's fine. You've achieved what you need to do.
Okay. Lower him down, slide him away, which is easier now that I'm taller.
You're not actually taller. I don't think it changes you that much if they had to disguise me. Give me a tick. Keep going with what you're doing.
Yeah, and then just I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to use Cain as a as another distraction. Get them, in fact, to just sort of bark and jump around off to one side, and then just repeat the process again with the next guy.
Yep. Okay. So one of them, the second last one, sees Cain out of this corner of the eye. And bam, he's onto him. He's about to yell out. Going off your previous stealth roll, you're right on top of him. Athletics for me. I did send you a note on the disguise spell. 1 foot taller or shorter me. Easy enough. He's dead.
Okay, how many of them are there left now? 3 or 4?
On this side, there's one more.
Okay. I'm again setting the body down, slide off to one side so that it's out of sight. Gonna kind of gesture to get the guy's attention, kind of point, says, "He's down there. Quick, we can take him together."
Deception.
Did you say deception?
Yes. Goes charging off. Looks at the direction you've pointed, straight into it, weapon drawn.
And again.
You know the deal. Give me an athletics roll. Just.
Yeah.
But again, Cain goes on to the mouth, straight into his throat, and rips it out with the dagger. Cain comes up to you, bouncing around quietly, excited.
Good boy, that's my good boy. Now then, that leaves the remaining four on that side, so go and give them something to think about. Don't be afraid to dive in if we get made. And yeah, so he's
You start making your way towards where you can still hear, to a certain extent, the other group making their way down that cutting. Are you going up above them, around and down behind them? How are you planning on approaching them?
Around and down behind them, just sort of muttering.
Okay.
False trail. Must be this way.
Oh, what was that?
It wasn't over there. It must be this way. Come on. Can't be far now.
Right, we're on it. Keep going. Watch out for that damn dog of his.
Yep. And again, just one by one.
Come up to the first one there. They know you're there, so stealth's irrelevant. Roll me a deception. Fine. They believe you're you. Come up behind him. Faces back at you, gives you a nod and goes, "We got him, son. Keep going." Looks ahead.
And another athletics check.
This one, since they're more aware of you, sleight of hand.
Okay. Just
mean you running along, still up beside him. "We got him. Come on then." As he's running, you quietly, almost flawlessly, slide a dagger between his ribs. He gives you a startled look. Before he can say or do anything, he just kind of slides to the ground. Catching him, you lower him down gently. Continue on.
So to be clear, there are now 3 of them left.
3 more of them there.
Yep. Slide up to the next one.
Yep, okay. So come up to the next one. Again, looks at you. "You're running real quick, aren't you?" Looks behind. Sees the body.
Initiative.
You have a small window of opportunity. See if you can beat him to the punch. Or you can warn the other guys.
So is that sleight of hand
right.
or
Dexterity roll off, man.
Okay.
I can tell you now that he is caught flat-footed, staring, not even looking at you, looking at the body, and he gets out. "What's happened to Charles?" He gets the word "Charles" out as your knife finds his throat. Looks at you, surprised, confused, and very dead.
Okay.
And you hear ahead of you, last 2. Come on then, keep up. Not even looking up, looking behind.
Right. Right. And he bounces up and off. I'm assuming the last two are together, they're not separate.
They're basically running side by side.
Yeah.
You want to see if you can double team the two of them? Higher difficulty check.
What I'm going to do is, am I able to communicate to Cain to sort of say, "All right, come out, make yourself known, so they can approach you." And
he is stalking through the thing above you, eyes on you, ready to pounce down.
Yeah, so he's just basically going to signal, you take the one on the right, I'll take the one on the left.
Righto, I will get a attack from you and a roll from Cain.
Okie dokie. Which would you like me to roll for first?
You take your pick. Tell me who's who.
I'll go first on the left.
Yep.
So, am I rolling something different, or?
At this point, it'll be athletics men. They're aware of you, but there's no one except them to warn them.
Boom.
The guy to the right looks kind of weird as the guy to the left of him is suddenly jerked back to an arm around his neck, pulling him off his feet, and a knife going in through his eye. Before, roll for Cain.
Yeah, I'm just trying to... In fact, did I post it under my notes? I hope I did.
I have no idea, man.
Sorry, that was me talking to myself. Give me 1 second, please.
Yep. Games.
Okay. Is that another dex?
Distract dex for Cain.
Okay. So this is 1d20 plus 1.
Mm-hmm. Let's just say you're rolling brilliantly. You watch as Cain comes flying down through the air from the top of that ledge 10 foot above them. His body taking this other person full on with his weight, knocking him down. You hear a growl and a crunch. Cain looks up at you, face dripping, mouth dripping with blood, gives a happy yip as he spits out the guy's throat.
Good boy. There's my good boy. He's going to take one last look around, keep his ears open, make sure there isn't someone else who isn't about to kind of come in and fuck him up while his back is turned. Then this is right. Off with the or rather, change the hat of disguise back into Sam Smith. He's going to do a very quick once-over on the goons to see if he can find any evidence of who hired them. So, yeah, just basically frisking the body. Do I feel paper? Do I feel or just coins or what have you?
Let's do a quick investigation there.
7. So at most, I'll probably feel a coin purse here or there.
You find 5 silver, 10 copper, and single gold piece. And a note simply says, "You'll get the rest at the end of the race."
Yep, tuck that note away for reference later. Take one of the guys' water skins, have a sniff, drain it, and then back on top of Cain, just like, okay, let's get back to it. And away we go.
Yep. And back into the desert, Cain's paws pounding away towards the next scene. Okay, 3 people, 3 of the riders dead. And Colwen in 5th position of 5 now.
Yeah, well, I wasn't necessarily going to be able to sneak past those guys, so...
No, they... I was going to go, yep, perfect, you're past them. Then I'm like, wait, who's coming up behind him now? It was only until I started doing the list, and I'm like, wait, those two thugs that he passed before we got to come through. So you go into the desert. Back in last place after moving up 3 positions to a much reduced field due to eliminations. Malcolm G leaving Carrick's room. You see a large number of elven guards there. Hello?
Sorry, I was muted.
Hello.
Where do we see these guards?
Outside Carrick's room, you've just come out, basically.
All right, well, we'll nod to them and in respect and just convey that their master will probably have some tasks for them. Malcolm himself is going to head his way to the main barracks of the city guard.
Okay, so city guard, you are actually in the keep, the only physical structure that is permanent in this area.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I'm guessing the barracks will be down on the first floor somewhere.
So you're looking for an officer?
Yes.
At this point, G says, "Are you sure you don't? Sorry, we just want an officer, or are we going upstairs to see the big boss?"
Well, it doesn't really matter. I mean, we just need to get this information out that they need to source out these water sources and make sure there's no poison. Well, we can go to the big boss if that pleases you.
I was gonna say you can do this one on my own. I'm gonna check in on a friend. I'll be in the medical area if you don't mind.
I don't mind.
You proceed, Malcolm, down to, I think it was the second or third floor that High Lord Gavin McRae was on, his office.
Yeah, he'll knock on the door.
Enter!
He opens and enters.
How can I help you?
Good day, I'm Investigator Dusttreader. We've had some news about...
What happened to Tammond?
Apparently he's away.
News to me. Bloody hell.
Yeah, news to me
Then
as well.
there's so much going on that I don't have time to track everything. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. How can I help you, Dusttreader?
Well, we have an issue, and he goes into explaining everything they went through with the Elven delegate and everything.
Raise an eyebrow. Golden kiss.
Indeed, sir. And apparently quite a bit of a amount of it. So I would suggest having maybe your guards check out,
yeah, definitely.
water sources.
Definitely. I'll talk to them about it. It never ends.
It does not, sir.
Bloody good find, by the way, sir.
Well, I'm not sure it's a good find, but it's a find nonetheless.
Oh, bloody lucky that you found it. That we can bloody keep the whole place from waking up dead.
That is true. I will keep working to get to the bottom of this, see if I can find the source. But keep your ears to the ground. Any mentions of the shadowed hand, any movement at all, don't hesitate to give me word.
When you entered, did you leave the door open or closed?
He would probably close it behind him.
You hear a heavy knock, and doesn't wait. Gavin looks up to answer, but before he can, the door swings open. McCree, I got some wood. Oh, sorry, you got a bit of a meeting going, have you? Chief Doran say.
Oh, the dwarf leader?
Yeah.
And he said, water?
You got a bit of a... He basically saying that he needs to have a word with him. And he sees you there and he realises that there's someone he's in a meeting.
He looks at him. What he said. I'd be careful handing that out to anyone.
What are you talking about? Water? I said, what are you doing? I need to have a word with you. Gotta get your ears fixed, my lad.
I thought you said he had water for him.
No.
Oh, well, that's what I thought.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
I need to have a word with you.
Well,
he's looking at you very confused as to why you're talking about water.
No, out of character. I thought you, out of character, said water. Yeah.
I can Hey.
For those of you watching at home, do remember to drink water.
Yes.
It's very important. They have not put golden kiss into your reservoirs, I hope.
And don't fall in.
Honestly, play it mean, because I can understand with his accent, Malcolm going, what?
Well, careful with water, sir.
Water? I don't drink the stuff. Lacks flavour.
It's good to know.
I mean, except to use it in the ale that I drink.
Oh. He looks over to...
That's all over it, buddy. Still, lad.
He looks over to the High Lord, like with a look like, are you going to explain or should I explain?
He shrugs and explains to Doran what's going on. Basically, Chris, but yeah. And not. Oh, that's not good. The bloody Shadowhand. Who the Shadowhand? You, how much do you know about the underworld and what's going on?
Who, me?
You're going with me.
Very well.
Takes you back to his room, back up 5 floors. Lad, I got an issue. I need to find... First off, who are you?
Oh, I am Investigator Malcolm Dusttreader.
Investigator of what? Who do you answer to?
I work with Tamon, if you know him.
Oh, you're a crownsman. God damn it. Why didn't you just say that?
I am.
Oh, you're an investigator. No, that's not what I'm looking for. I need to find one of the sneaky bastards. My cousin said something about a tailor.
Ah. I might know who.
Oh, you might know who. You better make sure that I know who. I need to bloody find out. My cousin left me for bloody man to work without information.
Well, I can pass on a message and see if it's the right one, if they're willing to meet.
I'm looking for bloody someone to organise this damn Shadow Summit. I was meant to be talking to that bloody scoundrel bloody Colwen, but he's disappeared. Off riding around on his shiny metal dog.
Yes, that is true. I'm guessing he's having fun.
Well, I don't know how much fun you can have in a desert.
Well, a lot of people seem to be rather excited about this race.
It's few gold coins.
Well, at least he has it easier than we do currently, I believe.
Oh, yeah. I can't imagine there's anyone bloody in too much trouble out there. Ride around on his doggo and hopefully win.
Yeah, well, hopefully. I have a little bit riding on that.
Oh?
Oh, a little under the table bet.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
You fancy Colwen to win, do you?
well, from what I heard in the camp, the construct seems reliable and durable.
Are you saying Colwen isn't reliable?
I wouldn't know him. I just look at the mechanical beast.
Right. You know what? Come with me. I need to know what you know about who runs what around here. I need to know who's running the old trade and who I'm talking to there. Well, I don't need to know who I'm talking to there, but I need to know where I'm sending messages.
Right?
I need to know who I'm talking to or sending messages to for the crownsman. Ministry of Security is easy. I just go up to bloody dicey guys and I talk to them.
All right. Tell you what.
Bloody Assassin's Guild I got sorted. I already contacted them through my contacts.
Right. Well, I can certainly set up a meeting or exchange words to have this person reach out.
How about you tell me who they are and where they are now, and you can go run along to them now and come back to me.
Well, I'm sorry, sir, but I fear this person is fairly careful with his identity.
Are you willing to run messages for me then?
I can run a message or two.
Oh, that'd be fantastic. Off you trot. You know where my room is up on bloody fifth floor, yeah?
I believe I do, yes.
Right. I'll see you in an hour or so. Don't keep me waiting.
All right, I will exchange words then.
Man, bloody tastic. Finally, you can sort some shit out about this meeting.
All right, so anything specific you need?
Well, I need to start asking people when we want to hold this damn thing.
All right, I'll pass the message along, and you'll hear from either me or the person himself or herself, themselves.
So it's a him. Good to know. Too slow on the correction, son. You're certainly no spy yourself. Wouldn't
all
know
right,
how
then.
to keep a secret if it kicked you.
Trouble.
Policemen are too bloody honest.
Honest to agree.
Walks away, never knowing that your whole identity's a lie.
And I walk away.
Awesome. So, Darren railroading people into doing shit for him.
And
you can blame Golda for that.
Did Kaplan say where he was going, or just like he was going to?
He did say he's going to be in the medical area.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it was, and that's in the keep as well.
It's in the keep. It's
all right,
also
so you can flash over to him if you like, while I make my way that direction.
Yeah, you've gone halfway back up the keep, talking to Darren as he's going back to his room.
Mm-hmm.
You come into the room where the cartographers are kept. You see several clerics there keeping an eye on them, maintaining their life, or at least the life of their bodies.
Kaplan walks up and says, "I'm just here to talk to a friend." And he gestures down towards Jin.
Oh, it's quite all right. As you wish, son. May the light of soul shine on you.
He just nods gently and walks over and sits down next to Jin and whatnot and says, "It's non-consequential what he says, but hey, buddy, how you doing? I mean, I'm hoping you, I'm hit. I'm really hoping you come back for another suit one of these days. It's not just because of the money and whatnot. It's just because you're my friend and we know each other, and there's not many people I can trust in this world, but you're one of them." And just, yeah. Apart from that, just other inconsequential stuff.
Just spending time with a fallen friend.
Yeah.
Malcolm, you come to this room, the infirmary where the photographs are being kept. You see Kaplan sitting beside the Dragonborn hero, Jindalun, head down, softly speaking to him. The Dragonborn is unreactive and maintains that coma-like state.
He quietly walks over, stands before the bed next to Kaplan. And he reaches up and grabs the pendant around his neck. And he just quietly says a prayer for Kaplan to hear as well. "O Farai, protector of the lost and downtrodden, in the depths of the darkness where shadows dance and chaos reigns with untamed power, we seek your guidance and protection as we navigate the twists and turns of our journey. Wrap us in your wings of shadow, shield us from malevolent forces that seek to harm. Infuse us with the healing energies of your ancient magic, so that we may rise stronger and more resilient than before. O Farai, majestic and mysterious, I offer my humble prayers and tributes to thee. May your presence be felt in every corner of this realm as we walk the path of adventure and destiny. Blessed be Farai, dragon of shadow, chaos and healing. Grant us your favor and guide our way, so mote it be."
For an instant, it seems that the shadows gather expectantly around Jindalun, and then dissipate somewhat back to its normal sort of state. One of the clerics of Soul looks at you, gives you a nod.
He nods back in respect, and he places a hand on Kaplan's shoulder. "We'll fix this, my friend."
I have many work colleagues. I have many contacts. I have many people I know. But I don't really have many friends. Jin was probably Jin was one of them.
It's good to have friends.
I seem to be making some more friends at the moment, though. So, but whoever did this to him, they're going to pay. They're going to wish. They're going to rue the day. And you see him break. You see his facade break up for probably the first time ever. And then he like closes his eyes, palms out, deep breaths. Sorry, I sometimes get a little bit carried away.
I hadn't noticed up until now, but you seem to have mastered the ways of self composure, and I believe we're going to need some of that.
No one truly masters self-composure. No one. But he can, although if we work hard enough, we can. If we work hard enough, we can control it. We can control our self-composure, at least.
True. I could learn a thing or two about that. Well, I just came down from speaking with High Lord here and also our dwarven clan leader. He seems to be wanting to reach out to you about this meeting. I wasn't sure if I should have told him who you were or not, but he knows about a tailor, and he's trying to reach out.
At this point, my identity is somewhat screwed in this town. In all honesty, I mean, enough people in enough high places have found out about me. But how about I think it's time that Jeffrey took a more active role. I'm gonna get He reaches in his pocket and he pulls out a one of Jeffrey's business cards, and he says, "Just get this to him." And
Delegating work.
Well, as far as that goes, he's going to be in the background supervising this.
Mm-hmm.
So he doesn't want to fully let himself go. He just wants to at least throw shadows, and
diverting attention. I love it.
Yeah. Do you write Dwarven by chance?
Sadly, I do not.
And
one of the many languages. One of the few languages I do not understand, actually.
Yeah, well, me, I'm just I was a lazy human who just understood Common, but I've spent a fair bit of time over in Slicey, so I can write fluently in what's the name of the Dragonborn language? Is it Dragonborn or
Draconic?
Yeah, I can write fluent Iconic, and he writes a message on the business card, which basically says which basically says if you're going to have a meeting of if you're going to have a meeting of shadows, you might need a new suit. Come see me.
In Common?
In Draconic. Because
coming through, man.
Am I coming through now?
Yep.
Did you get the message like
He doesn't want it in common.
Oh,
so it's less easily recognised.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. He takes it and he nods and goes, "Well, I can deliver it to the Dwarven Lord, but I wouldn't know if he reads Draconic or not."
He'll find someone discreet. I'm sure of it.
All right. Should we meet up somewhere after this, or?
I should at least inform Jeffrey of his decoy status.
Very well. Meet up at camp after that, or?
Yeah.
Very well.
So, at this point, past midday, you're getting into the early afternoon. So you go back up to Doran as requested. G, you head to Silken Dreams, was it?
Yep. And then he'll pop in at A2 later.
Yep. So message is delivered, and you leave them to it and meet up at their camp. Colwen. The drumbeat of the tap tap tap, the pads, the paws of Cain lull you into this rhythm.
How much further have I got to go?
Last scene for the race for today.
Right. Yep. Take a moment to survey my surroundings and see what the next landmark is on the route.
So you see the next landmark. You note that you are getting very close to an area marked with an X. I need you to roll a history check for me. Remember what Daisy told you was there and why you marked it.
14.
You just wish you, in the excitement and everything else, just wish you could remember what she'd said about this area.
Blimey, that wasn't a bad roll either.
Desert stretches out before you, unbroken. Perception for me. Because I assume that you are scanning as you go.
20. It's quicksand.
It is. You see faint traces of the sand that are quite literally different. You see the edge just as Cain almost runs into it.
Whoa.
Skids to a halt on his butt.
Going that, neither of us were coming out. Okay. Gonna need to get around this. And he moves to plot a rough course around
Give me a survival.
Pause. 18.
Easy enough. Track the edge of it between the map and your own visual check.
Millie sends some information over from what she can see with an 18.
Mm-hmm. So between the two of you, you plot a safe course around it.
Nice.
Boopity boppity boop. It's time for the other guys to do their thing. Nope. Plugging. Fine.
Wheel of Fortune.
Fail. It's a fail. Oh, and the good news coming out of that, with that quicksand, you navigate it quicker than all but the leader. You end the first day in second position.
Ooh.
That's still going to be rough. Good start, but nothing is certain.
It ain't over till the fat couple of things else.
Yarp.
Out of curiosity, how far along the course is he? Let's say in points of interest.
This is only the first day, man. It's several days long. He's not even at halfway yet.
All right, just wondering.
He's got another day of it, then followed by a final day. General speaking, so you come in right into the Oasis, having passed 2 Dragonborn and another knight. You see, sorry, you pass first the other knight, Argo Greenmantle. You recognise from the introduction, Meehan, the Red Dragonborn, who starts abusing you in Draconic as you ride past. His struggling horse, who is slowed to a trot. A human rider, dressed in odd clothing, with a slender sword at his side. You weren't there for an introduction because you were doing your Samuel rock you, so you don't remember their name or their background. Right into the camp at the first Oasis. The Ying Hung Han, the other Dragonborn, just pulling up. His horse is tired. As you come in, you're tired, but you get the sense from Cain that he hasn't even started to play.
Well, that's what we want. If only one person needs to rest, then I can put him on sentry duty. So, yeah, just gonna go. Good job, boy. Good job.
So you climb off Cain, get stretched, go to see about the meals that they're providing. Cain bounces around, still full of energy, and as the other people come in, they kind of all look at Cain in surprise that he is still full of energy and good to go.
Is this kind of like in the Great Race where like everyone comes to a checkpoint and then they say, okay, you wait half an hour before you leave because you came in half an hour after, type of thing?
Basically.
All right.
So Colwen and Jing Hang will be leaving very similar times because he was only just behind him. The other three, half an hour and a half.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
That final push, he really nailed it.
Gotta love the double dash runs without taking exhaustion, huh?
Yeah. Changing the world.
So on the next day, with those rolls that just happened, and what I've recorded, every single one of those guys, horses have got one level of exhaustion. Cain does not.
Ripes.
I've been tracking it with positive negatives on each of the rolls, the fails and successes. And they've all had at least one fail. Except the Dragonborn that came in first. So his horse seems fine, comparatively speaking. To correct myself. Is there anything that you wanted to do there, Colin?
I'm actually going to go up to Dragonborn and ask for his autograph. If nothing else, I want to be able to come out of this saying that I raced alongside perhaps the greatest horseman of all time.
Blue smooth skin.
It was a
Sorry,
fine
what?
race.
I cannot hear you.
Hello, soft skin. A fine first day for the race.
Yes, indeed. Well, I said I hate for the imposition, but a autograph for the book so I can at least come away with something after all this would be very much appreciated.
Gives a laugh, looks at you.
Oh, you are the one that will be remembered here with your odd mount.
Maybe, but possibly for the wrong reasons.
Laughs.
You know what? I will give you this signature.
And in Draconic, he writes something and puts his name to it.
Much appreciated, scholar and a gentleman.
Do you speak Draconic?
No. But even if it was something ruder than like, I curse you, go fuck yourself, what's he gonna say?
Out of character, it says, "Good luck, we will rock you, Sam."
I was actually checking exactly whether Millie would be able to read it, but I doubt Millie would have that kind of language skills. She'll understand the written world, but yeah.
No.
She's fine, she doesn't. She's not a dragon, she is a pseudo-dragon. She's almost a dragon.
Well, Millie actually understands Draconic.
Does she?
And Common. But she can't, speak it.
Yep. Anyway.
Let me see, is there anything else that comes to mind? I'd get something to eat and just stretch, potter around, and see if I can't get a read on some of the other competitors.
As the night sort of sets, the red dragonborn Meehan keeps looking out to the desert, waiting, as if he's expecting more people to come in. When the officials realise it's just the 5 of you, a search party is sent.
Who else are we waiting on?
3 competitors. Meehan comes over, and I believe they're waiting on the other 3 competitors that started the race with us. The Knight Captain, alias Bright Soul, and those 2 ruffians, I can't remember their names.
I have a horrible feeling we won't be seeing them.
Oh.
I had to navigate we all did, a few trips and traps along the way. Some natural, some unnatural, if you catch my meaning.
I do not. I was either in second or first position the whole way. I did see the scorpions and the quicksand.
Oh, the scorpions definitely got one of them. But yeah, there was an ambush with some
bandits.
nasty. Yeah, bandits. Sarcasm dripping. But yeah. He's also going to shuffle off to one side, and one of the things that he's going to do is to compare the handwriting, laconic as best he can, to the note that he picked up.
Completely different. Actually, investigation.
Come on, natural 1.
different languages, and so it's hard to tell with the characters being completely different to common. It's like trying to understand if whether someone writing in Chinese has the same hand as someone writing in English.
Which, yeah, fair.
I mean, quite literally, it's basically they write in Chinese characters.
Yeah.
So I say in character.
Well, that'll be for a specialist then.
So are you going to hit the hay, or are you going to stay up to see if the patrol comes back?
I've got to sleep.
So you bunk down in one of the tents that they provide. Plenty of guards around to make sure that the camp is safe.
No one gets any ideas. Because it's one thing for someone to die out in the desert because that shit happens. It's another thing for someone to die under guard. It was a mysterious circumstance. He woke up, tripped, and fell on his sword. Honest gov.
So you bunk down for the night, get a good night's rest, and we'll flick back to the lads in Dune City, going back to camp. Mid-afternoon.
Sitting in camp watching Jadis reprimand this young dancer.
Still up to arms in pots and pans. Ones that have been cleaned already that morning. Doesn't care.
But you will clean it again.
Slowly, Daisy and the rest of the group comes back in. She motions over a tall young dancer, probably about 15, 16, has a quiet word with him. Is there anything that you guys wanted to do there to try to advance further plot-wise, or anything that you want to do, work towards, inquire, investigate, discuss?
Kaplan's probably going to come into camp eventually, and he's going to say, update meeting? Anyone? Gesturing towards all the others. Gesturing towards the, gesturing towards, people like Malcolm and... Did, Denzen come in and stuff like that?
Hey?
Did Denzen come back, or is
no sign of him yet?
So far, with Colwen out in the field and Denton away, it's just you, me, and Jadis here. And a number of dancers.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, yeah. Kaplan's just going to say. Kaplan's going to gather as many of the Shadow Council people as possible, and just try and say.
Who's going to cover him?
Kaplan.
Does he know who the Shadow Council people are?
He's been before. He was in the tent when they were all discussing who's going where and who's doing what.
You mean the party?
Yes.
Not the Shadow Council.
Gotcha. I thought you were talking about Jack, etc.
Oh no, yeah, like the Shadow Council. The party.
Shadow
the party
Guard,
is going
gotcha.
after the Shadow Council meeting, etc. Yeah.
The Shadow Guard, gotcha. Jadis again. I cannot. Later. Daisy comes bouncing over. Oh my god, it was so exciting! Colwen came in second! There's a night. Sun comes down.
It's impressive.
We watched him right into camp. well ahead of everyone but the first person in first, almost right on their tail.
It's rather impressive.
She's almost dancing, runs off to start on dinner.
The question is, are they going to allow mechanical dogs next year? Because this Kaplan says in a joking way, in like a he says it pretty much in the voice I said it in. Like, yeah.
Well, with enough demand, I'm guessing your red-headed friend might have quite a few commissions.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure how much other information we can get until your friend Mundus comes back from the races with his connections. So for now, and when Jada's busy with her dance troupe, I do believe, for now at least, it falls to the two of us. Do you have any inklings or ideas to, or any information rather, that would be helpful in leading us to?
As you were discussing this, a guards challenge someone coming into camp. A quiet sort of discussion happens, blood sample is taken, and a tall, well-dressed human comes in. Lot's Jadis has a quiet word with her. Comes and sits down. Ah, talks to Daisy. And she bounced around excited, still going on about how well Colwen has done. Comes and sits down, greets you. Greetings, I am the Earl of Eastwatch. Jacob.
I wouldn't.
I am
know
the sponsor
about...
of the canine creation of the young lady in the race.
Ah, is that so? I hear he's doing quite well in the race.
Chaplain, inside role. He is a very well dressed human nobleman.
Would Malcolm know who this is?
No, none of you have been introduced to Jack.
No, not as Jack, but as the Earl.
Possibly. You know,
Name might ring a bell.
Yeah. You know, Eastwatch is a smaller sort of earldom on the eastern sort of area of the kingdom.
So Earl Jacob.
Towards a beta.
Okay.
Bit of a reputation as a player.
A gambler?
Billionaire player, buddy. Genius. Sorry, that's Iron Man. Never mind. But yeah, he's got a bit of a reputation as a playboy.
Oh, right. No.
Closer to probably Batman style of thing than bloody Iron Man.
Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
Yes, I happen to own many enterprises that are incredibly lucrative, i.e., that someone else runs them and makes a lot of money, and I profit off that.
Pretty much. East Watch is a very wealthy area. It's very rich in farmlands, and there's several mines there. And which, of being in his fief, he gets a certain amount of blowback from. for money.
What brings you to our humble little camp, sir?
As I stated, I am the sponsor of the construct that young Mundus is writing. Gosh, couldn't we say Sam Smith?
Kaplan's going to say, and how did you find out about this, let's call it a business opportunity, Protel? Because I didn't know these things existed myself until about a day ago.
Kaplan, with that insight, you barely missed, but your suspicious nature, there's something not quite right. Ear to the ground. Ear to the ground. Honestly, I met him when he was trying to qualify to get his creature into the race. I have a great interest in the great race. It's quite the event. I was looking for a competitor to sponsor to get my colours out there. My family's pressed.
I can understand that. And you felt good about this construct.
It was amusing. And he spun such a wonderful tale selling this idea to me.
Yeah, he is a talker, that one.
You look lost, gentlemen.
Oh. We have our own little well, we seem to have met a half wall, if you will.
Issues? Women trouble? Would you like to have women trouble? I'm sure we could go on to town.
I'm surprised to see you don't have any escorts with you.
Oh, no. I'm on my best behaviour. My sister's here in town with me.
That makes sense.
She keeps me on the straight and narrow.
Aye. Well, a night out couldn't hurt.
I'm guessing you heard the results of the first day's racing and such.
Yes. Second place. I look forward to hearing great things.
I mean, we're still hearing about it, and he's pointing over to Daisy jumping about.
Well, yes, she ran up and told me the first thing I got here as I'm sponsoring him.
Yeah, I don't think a couple of drinks could hurt.
Oh, well. I have a favourite tavern that we could get to if you'd like to come.
Kaplan?
Yeah, why not? I was hoping to meet up with another friend, but doesn't appear he's going to show up today. But yeah, let's.
Are you? What friend are you? Sorry, I don't mean to. But friend, is there something that we can do? I can do to help, or would you like to stop somewhere on the way?
Nah. It's just this weird group of us have managed to connect despite the most tenuous threads, and yeah, just looking for someone to have a chat to, just looking to catch up tonight. So, but it doesn't appear my mate's going to be here tonight.
16. He's looking at you just really oddly. Inside 16. Trying to figure out who and what you're talking about.
How do I play this?
Badly.
All right. Because I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do this badly, because I don't think he's going to mention any names. But
what is he talking about? Give me, out of character, what is he talking about?
He was looking to catch up with Denson and just share intelligence and stuff. So I don't know how I'm going to play this fail, in all honesty. Sorry, I just don't know how I'm going to do it.
Just straight up, man, just say that you've got a friend that is a former military person, and he's got a sound mind for what's going on.
Do I know that he was ex-military?
He stated it.
Right, then I say, just a mate, ex-military's got a sound mind on some stuff that's been happening here and there.
Some things have happened. Oh, I don't believe you've introduced yourself, sir. First.
At this point, Kaplan looks up and down his clothing.
You're well dressed. It means nothing to him. He's well dressed as well.
Can I work out who made his clothes? Is there any handiwork on a 10?
I'd say that's the thing you could roll with advantage, man, considering your many, 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 many years of tailoring.
Yeah. No, it's dark. He can't quite see.
Honestly, on the 10, dude, you can tell this is Roger St. James's work, or the Crownsman in Riversmeet, where a lot of the noblemen get their gear. Simply because it is the finest tailor shop in the kingdom.
He pulls out a business card and says, I myself am a tailor. Now, if I'm looking at your suit correctly, handing him the business card, that's done by the Crownsman in Riversmeet. Roger St. James. I actually trained under him many, many years back.
Raised an eyebrow. Oh, you were one of his proteges.
Yeah. I end up branching off doing my own thing. I usually run a place up in Sicily, but I'm here for trade. I'm here for trading and stuff at the moment.
You watch, and I'm assuming everyone's passive perception's higher than that 5.
Yeah.
He's a little startled when you mention Roger St. James. He doesn't really tell you much, but there's a sense of shock in his face and a fleeting glimpse of almost recognition.
Quick question. Roger St. James, is that the one who tried to memory wipe Tanya and failed?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So, yeah, you get this look of surprise, almost shock, and recognition of the name Roger St. James and the Crownsman. And a very, very brief, almost don't see it, flash of concern. And after a pause, he looks at Malcolm and says, and you, sir, as you walk along.
Oh, I'm Investigator Malcolm Dustreader. I work with the Crowns.
I'll get you to roll a d20 for me there, Lord. As you say that.
Ooh, 3.
Nods. Fine work you people do, keeping us all safe from those cutthroats and bandits. Bloody thieves. I hear that bloody Saltcut City is rife with them.
Oh, we've had our hands full the last few days.
Fortunately, you rolled bad or he's going to trip and bloody almost face plant.
Who was going to faceplant?
Oh, we did a quick roll off there, man. You and I.
Ooh.
You just rolled horribly, fortunately.
Fortunately?
For him.
Yes, you failed successfully. Think of it as the equivalent of someone making an accidentally horrific joke and the other person not picking up on it, because otherwise that could have caused an adverse reaction.
Mm.
Or you can also think of it as exactly what Renan did in the pub in the first campaign.
No, almost every time Tristan opens his mouth.
This is Jack realizing, fuck, I'm going drinking with a spy and a bloody cop.
Yeah. So is he visibly sweating now?
No, that was what the roll-off was about.
Oh, right.
Anyway, sir, there's a pub just down the road here. I think it's called the Sands Respite. I've been drinking there, but I can sneak away from my sister. But
Right.
I think there's this finer place a little bit further on known as the Golden Toad.
The Golden Toad.
Toad.
Oh. Well, it's up to you, fine gentlemen. I'm not.
Good card game, good wenches, good drink. I believe that I've heard that the Sands Respite has had a few trouble lately. All sorts of mischief going on.
Well, I leave that to you, you two fine gentlemen. I'm not much for.
And you proceed to this other bar, and it is much fancier. If you guys haven't been to Sands Respite with these characters, but the furniture's glows from being well polished, really high quality.
Is there any intelligence on the golden coat?
Nope. It's basically a bar where the well-to-do, the wealthy, and whatnot in the area go.
All right, it has nothing to do with intelligence, as far as we know. Nope.
It's got a really good reputation amongst the more well-to-do, the wealthy merchants, nobility.
All right.
The innkeeper, young woman of humanoid. They seem human except for a slightly blue tint to their skin. Smiles. Welcome, Lord Jacob. Usual table, sir. If you don't mind. I'll have 3 glasses of wine for myself and these gentlemen, if you don't mind. I wouldn't mind a meal as well, if you'd be so good. Chef's finest, whatever the best is for the day. Don't worry, gentlemen, I'll pay for it.
Oh, that's very kind of you. He kind of like nervously puts away his pouch again.
Thank you.
Sits down at the table, looks at you. So what brings a tailor and one of Volsgard finest together in a camp of dancers, no less?
At this point, she says, "He's a tailor."
Raises an eyebrow. I thought he was an investigator. You're one of Solsgard's finest, are you?
And this G just laughs it off and shakes his head. Never mind.
Right. Well, what brings us here? I myself was following up an investigation that led me here. and I
An
ended up.
investigation.
Well, yes, of sorts. And then
Dastardly criminals to be caught.
there's
All
always
sorts
some.
of adventures.
Always some to be caught, and one investigation led to another, and now I seem to have stuck myself into some dealings here in the city.
Oh,
And
it sounds mysterious.
Yes, and a colleague of mine has gone off rails, so a lot of stuff falls to me then.
Oh,
Well, yes, another investigator, he has left for other business.
oh, interesting.
And Kaplan says, and I unfortunately know this gentleman it started in a professional manner anyway. Where there was a death in my shop, unfortunately, and
Thanks. Someone died at a tailor shop.
it was not by our
Infected
hand.
needles, pinpricks.
I and then it says I actually know some Side A residents who actually like sleeping on a bed of nails. It's
Surely not. Surely you jest.
I do not jest. I do not understand it either.
Sounds rather uncomfortable.
Sounds like a prickly situation, personally.
It does.
Fine metal, gentlemen. It's like one of those tales. The tailor, the investigator, the dancers.
Sounds like
I must have my historian write your story.
it does sound
sounds like an adventure.
Does Kaplan suggest that he may be that? Is there anything which Kaplan thinks, hey, he might be the all trade in any way, shape, or form?
Roll insight, man. If there's plenty there that's might have triggered his suspicious mind.
Natural 20.
It's a 26, not a 20.
Well, is it natural 20 plus 1?
Natural 20s mean nothing on skill checks, man. I take your total.
All right.
Yep. Sorry, dude. I've actually got a comic that outlines that I might have to paste later.
Unfortunately, he looks at you, smiles. Yeah.
Oh, no.
It's not what he seems.
All right.
And he is far too amused.
All right.
Yeah, go on.
And so this is well, it seems this group is made up of all trades. Huh?
Oh, investigators, tailors, dancers, bards.
All trades, mate.
I believe young Mr. Colwen was a baker.
He's a baker?
I myself spent some time as a tailor. I ran away as a young man. He's still young. He's not young, but it's hard to put an age to him. You know? He could be in his 20s, he could be in his 30s.
I didn't know Master Mundus was a baker.
Oh, yes. Yes, so you were saying at the race. I asked him what he was doing before he came to race. He realizes that he's just put out random information there that just...
So he was talking about Colwen?
Yes.
Colwen or Sam?
Colwen. He knows he's Colwen.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, he doesn't. Does he?
Well, Colwyn was asking. People know Colwyn was asking about the race. There's no reason why they wouldn't have
He would.
interacted.
I'd say he interacted with him as Colwen rather than Sam Smith.
True.
Because Malcolm was just asking. Malcolm was just asking to see like how, or wondering how does why would this person we're talking to know Colwen and Sam Smith being the same person?
Yeah, I just want to check that too before I
Yeah, no, he did when he first said that he met Colwen at the entry.
All right. So
Colwen went as Sam Smith, but neither of you were there to know that.
okay, so we don't know who Sam Smith is.
You didn't go to the race to see his entry.
Nope. Yeah, that's right.
And you've been too busy to pay attention to the race as such.
Oh yeah. Oh, I have interest out of character, but that's just because my fucking construct is in it.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah,
but
Malcolm has
in character
not paid
was
attention. Yeah, Malcolm has paid no attention. Other than the only information he has is from what Daisy's been dancing around with.
can I just double check one more thing so I don't So, and so Jack talked about Colwen being a baker and how he met Colwen at the entry of the race.
When he first went there, not when the race started, but when he first went there to confirm that he could go into it and to get the cost of it.
Has Daisy mentioned that Colwen was winning?
Yes, she was. She literally came up and bounced around and said that Colwen came in second.
And she used the word Colwen. So later on, if someone says, "Hey, Sam Smith won it," and he checks a list, he's going to put 2 and 2 together.
Well, Jack said Sam Smith as well when he came up. He said, he even mentioned that Colwen's gone in as Sam Smith.
Yeah,
right,
he said that.
All right, never mind. So.
Well, yeah, trying to keep everything straight.
yeah, just so I don't metagame by accident.
Yeah, no, Jack can be confusing as fuck. Then he's enjoying living dangerously at this point.
Like master of answering questions without actually answering.
Yeah. But Kaplan is suspicious by nature. Any one of 100 things could make him go, well, what the fuck? You get the impression that there is more than what Earl Jacob is saying at this point than what he is saying. You can't quite put your finger on it, but there is something off.
So, Earl Jacob, what brings you to town? Just the gathering, or are you?
The summit's politics at its finest. Now that's an adventure.
It seems rather adventurous that you can get. It seems rather adventurous that you can get excited about politics. For what I've seen in my life.
I'm from a remote sort of fiefdom. I don't get involved with politics too much. But I expected backstabbing and shenanigans and just all sorts, but it's been surprising. And he seems a little bit disappointed.
Yes, it's been rather quiet, hasn't it?
Now, there's been murders. You said someone died in a tailor shop. Tell me everything. Anyway, as you sit there drinking, he motions for a second round.
Well, my assistant saw a fire in some tent and brought the guy back just to make sure he was all right.
Fire?
Yeah,
There was what burnt down?
I don't know. He's tight-lipped about this. He's saying, and he's playing dumb like, oh, I don't know what shop, and yeah.
Oh, okay.
And the gentleman passed away whilst we were
19 inside.
First deception.
Actually, 19. That's a roll. That's 24.
Yeah, he has a +2 on deception, so it's not going to happen. Do you want me to try it anyway, or?
No, he just knows that you're lying to him. Is all. Keep going with what you're doing.
Or he knows that you're hiding something. Yeah.
You're hiding something. He doesn't know what, but he knows you're hiding something.
All right. Kaplan just tries to be vague about it. That's all.
Yep. Insight into successful insight doesn't mean you suddenly read people's mind. It just gets a sense that you're not being completely honest or open.
It doesn't mean you have to say exactly what happened or exactly what.
It's just Jack knows that there's something you're hiding from him.
Well, not really much for the public eyes, at least not of yet.
How did the gentleman die? I know I jokingly said poison needles or whatnot, or pinpricks, yeah. But I would have assumed that a tailor shop would be as safe as houses.
Yeah, so would I. But the city isn't what it was last time. Last time this event rolled around, unfortunately, it's.
I don't know how much smoke he might have inhaled or.
Chaplain. Or Malcolm, do either of you know Thieves' Cain?
Yes, I do.
At this point, you've been listening to it without listening to it, and you realise that he has literally told you that he is the head of the all trade with Thieves' Cain in all of this conversation.
And has he been doing it on purpose to see if it triggered
Yes.
anything? All right. How well do you... You said you did not know a friend, Colwen, from before.
What makes you say that? Do you say that with Thieves' Cain, or do you say it outright?
I say it with Thieves' Cain.
In Thieves' Cain, and unless Kaplan speaks Thieves' Cain, he won't get any of this. He tells you that he's his boss.
And we know...
You guys are just conversing away still in all of this.
Yeah, Kaplan's only just seen the conversation.
Basically, this is the conversation behind the conversation you guys have been having up until this point.
Yeah, but from what I remember, these were some guys that we were looking to cooperate with.
Yes.
Yeah.
He also states part of it, if you reveal his identity, you won't see the dawn.
He replies with, like, in a normal conversation, but also Thieves' Cain mixed into it, like he understands, and also states that we might have more to talk about at a more convenient location.
He says, one last question here. How do you know this language? How do you know Thieves' Cain?
With Thieves' Cain back, he states that he's more than just a crownsman.
Understood. We will talk. And conversation continues, Kaplan. And I see. Oh, you must be. There's so much going on. I heard that the cartographers have taken ill.
Yeah.
It's actually a pity because with them here, if they hadn't been taken ill, God knows what's going to happen.
We seem to be at a disadvantage in a
Playing
few areas.
catch up. Oh?
Yes.
Disadvantage. What is the issue? What can I do to help? I adventure. Give me an adventure, lads. Or at least let me live vicariously for you.
Malcolm smiles a bit. I think we can accommodate that a little bit. How obscured does Malcolm feel they are where they're sitting right now? Are they like a bit of ways like
the table is set apart from the rest of it? There is no
So
one nearby, and you realise that several of the staff are making sure no one comes over there.
How much do you know about trafficking of
Golden
poison?
Kiss?
Yeah, trafficking of Golden Kiss.
Sounds like a right fun time. What is Golden Kiss? You were kicked. Sleight of hand. Let's see what his sleight of hand comes up. I'm going to kick you under the table. Got Kaplan noticing how.
Hello, I would like to buy some meth. What's meth?
Kaplan, you feel someone kick you in the shin.
You kicked the wrong person.
Oh, terribly sorry, old boy. My foot slipped.
Insight, would I understand what's going on there?
Yep. Inside of 25, is another point on the graph for Kaplan?
Yeah, he kicked you on purpose. You don't know why. But Malcolm, that kick was bloody well meant for you.
Yeah, another says in Thieves' Cant. Like, pardon me, sir. In Thieves' Cant, it comes out as another place, another time.
Sounds like a party game. What's Golden Kiss? Teach me how to. You need to tell me how to play it.
Well, I've never played it myself. I heard it can be a challenging game, though.
Sounds interesting. I need to know more. Steve's getting. He said, "I'll look into it. I'll see what. I'll try to track smugglers in and out."
Malcolm nods. All right, if you learn anything about the rules of the game, then I'm happy to hear of it.
Oh, like I said, it sounds fun, and I'm always interested in adventure. My life can be terribly dull.
Understandable. I don't think a noble life would suit me.
We don't choose it sometimes. We don't choose it, it chooses us, unfortunately, by birth.
That is true. But if you could choose, though.
Oh, honestly, my life has its excitements, and I appreciate my position. Eplin, feel free to roll an insight with the accumulated sort of paranoia that you've got.
Natural one.
This poor, bored nobleman. Anyway, gentlemen, it's been a pleasure.
It has. Thank you for the evening, and thank you for the food and drink.
Stands up,
And
shakes your hands.
in the thieves' cant, it goes like, "Should I keep this one in the dark for now?" He kind of
please enjoy your rest of your evening, and hopefully we'll meet again. Hell, no one.
At this point, Kaplan says, and if you ever need your suit adjusted whilst you're here, you shall find no fine needle
I
threads in mine.
Whereabouts is your shop? What shop is it?
He says, I'm the proprietor of Silken Dreams in whatever grid reference he's at.
My sister might need a new dress, or I might need a new suit. I will most definitely bring my business to you.
From across the deserts and time and space, you hear, oh, why am I laughing?
Oh, you know those moments where you sneeze and like, someone must be talking about me or referencing me or something.
Pretty much.
So Jack sits down to continue drinking while you leave, return to camp. I'm assuming, or is there something else you wanted to do?
No, he'll make his way to camp.
Kaplan is going to use his communication stone quietly, and he is going to say information on the Earl of
Eastwatch.
Information on the Earl of Eastwatch, Jacob something or other.
Last name?
Oh, I say his name.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I would literally have to look up his last name. This. As
far as that goes, it's just easier to write Jack in the book than writing Earl of Eastwatch, Jacob.
Yeah. It's Jack. You all know who Jack is. Even if you guys don't, your characters don't. I literally don't have a last name there. It's just Lord Jacob of Eastwatch. In my notes. And Lady Catherine of Eastwatch. Colwen. I want you to roll just a straight D20 for me.
Yep, I was about to say I'm going to need to take off in a minute.
We are literally winded down anyway.
19.
You feel like someone's walked over your grave.
Oh, God, what now?
And on that you feel a slight warmth on that patch, that crest that you have on your outfit there from Eastwatch. And you discover there's a little hidden pocket there where a notice appeared. Simple sentence. Fun friends you got there. If it was modern day, there'd be a smiley emoji there, or laughing emoji.
Yeah. just completely bemused and tired. Thanks. Goes back to bed.
And we'll wander down there with Kaplan and Malcolm. I'm assuming you're heading back to camp for a rest or the peddler shop.
Malcolm would go back to either camp or wherever.
I don't know how welcome he is at camp, except playing and stuff, which is why he's staying at the.
He'll go back to either tailor shop or wherever investigators normally reside.
I think he's been staying at the tailor shop, though. He'd be welcome to a room at the keep as an investigator.
Yeah. We'll probably head to the keep then, I think.
Yep. And before long, they set him up in a room on the 3rd floor there.
Yep.
And we'll roll it out there, guys, and continue next week.
Yep.
Very
good stuff.
Very interesting.
I like Thieves' Camp. Don't have a conversation in front of someone else without them having the faintest idea of it.
As soon as you said in Thieves' Camp, I was like, yes.
Yeah.
Oh my.
It's not. It may or may not. From your perspective, it may not be a very good thing that the King of Thieves has taken notice of you, though. From what you know.
Well, no. Malcolm feels a little bit uncomfortable with the thought, but also at the same time, he knows from earlier conversations with the group that there was something from Colwen when it came to using contacts and such. So, but how do you guys feel about the prayer?
It was really good, man.
I like it.
I'm actually going to vote for you for MVP over Colwen because of that. I mean, Colwen is great stuff, but that prayer.
Yeah, I was going to say I was very moved.
Yeah,
give me 30 seconds. I'm going to run the bathroom, guys, and we'll do MVP and title whatnot.
Mm-hmm. Are we going from bottom, top?
I don't think we need to worry about it too much, do there's literally 3 of us here.
Yeah. Well, I'd give it to Colwen just for the brilliant takedown of competition.
Yes.
And brilliant usage of Steel Defender.
Thank you. I was thinking to myself, like, okay, I need to do all this, and then just thinking, dude, remember, you've literally got something that allows you to hide from or blend into your environment in such a way that,
like how you split off and took one target each as well. That was brilliantly done.
Yeah.
Having the Steel Defender go all stealth.
Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, and remember though, the Steel Defender can, as long as it's within 5 feet or melee range of something attacking you, it can use reaction to make that disadvantage.
Yeah, I mean, it never came up. I feel quite glad in a way that I was able to kind of deal with it with all of them without needing to go into a full prolonged combat, because that could have taken ages.
Yes, it could have. And it realistically could have been rolling a new character.
Yeah. So what I did there was a massive, massive risk, even with all of the advantages, because I had to play to those strengths. And it's just like, how do you do this? Well, you element of surprise, diminish their numbers by taking them out one by one, and if any of that had gone wrong, then
you rolled so well on a lot of that and just scraped through on a couple of them.
Yeah, well, I think the goddess was just like, I'll let you do that, but I'm not necessarily going to make it easy for you.
Yeah, that whole interaction for me, that earns you the MVP vote from me at least.
Malcolm votes Colwen. Kaplan voted Malcolm, I think. Colwen.
Yeah,
yeah.
Malcolm.
Yep,
It's got to be
Malcolm.
the prayer.
That was
Everything.
gave me chills. That prayer, man. That was really well done.
Thank you. Thank you.
Take your bonus roll, bonus reroll, and
we decided not to click that on the inspiration thing, but I'll just put it as a note.
That's right, because inspiration's for bardic inspiration, which, considering you've actually got a bard in your group, needs to be left for her to give you actual bardic inspiration if it comes up.
Yeah, so I'll just put under notes. I'll just put under other and just a reroll inspiration.
MVP roll. Yeah.
And it's going to last till episode 26, session 26, I believe.
So not next session, but session after.
Yep.
26.
That's correct. Good session. As stated, it is going to continue to be very investigatory and political intrigue and whatnot going on, just because of the nature of VR and what's going on.
Yeah, I need to take some time later this week and go through all of these notes that I've just made the last couple of sessions and just like organize them a little bit.
Well, you've got your channel there, man.
Yeah. No, I'm just thinking of like my own notes for this, because Malcolm would have his own way of deducing stuff as well. So
so time wise, we're at end of day 3 pretty much.
Pretty much, which is great. We're finally moving on.
We've only been in Dune City for 3 days.
Yeah, man.
It feels like a fucking month.
I know,
it
right?
has been at least a month. At least.
Time is relative. Roleplay time doubly so.
Yep.
It has been. You guys have had a lot happen in a very short time. Whew. Honestly, that was probably one of the quickest days you guys have had here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Personally, for me, on my notes, I have nothing keyed for the day, the next day, except for the race, because I don't know what you guys are doing.
Well, we'll see what happens next session when the rest of the guys are available for the session as well. What we can deduce then, but I don't mind just having a little bit more focus on the actual race, because I mean we're going to get a lot more done story wise when the race is finished and Colwen actually can join the party.
Yeah. So I think it's worked out reasonably nicely to allow for sort of tidying up and, like you were saying, focusing on particular plot lines. So then they're done, and we don't need to worry about having to earn back to you.
Yeah. I had to do something with Jack because he knows that Galder, who was organising it, for all intents and purposes, as far as he knew, is gone.
Yeah.
The guys trying to figure out what the fuck is happening now. The person that was the go-between is gone. Thorin doesn't know what the fuck's going on. Jack doesn't know what the fuck's going on. No one's let him know.
Yeah, and he didn't even get any more information about that during this dinner either.
Nope.
But
he is pretty happy
Malcolm,
that something has happened.
Yeah.
In regards to it.
And he got new information as well.
Mm.
Did he work out that the Kaplan is a crownsman by chance?
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
You pretty much told him when you said that you were a protege of Roger St. Moore. Right, Roger St. James. Sorry. If you remember, he was literally there when a lot of you went to get fitted. He was working there temporarily. No one's ever actually questioned whether Roger St. James actually knew who he was or not.
Mm-hmm. Colwen interacted
Anyway,
with Jack there.
before we continue on, I think it's fair to end the recording and say thank you if you happen to come here or be listening to the re-recording.
Yes. Hopefully everybody enjoyed it as much as I did. I love the reactions people have, and I can almost feel your minds turning.
Yes.
And reacting.
It was very fun.
Episode names?
Yep, starting with Malcolm. What's your suggestion?
Ooh. Cloak and Shadow. Actually, it has to be something more related to the race, I think. Well,
I was going to say the two sides of Batman, because we've got the detective and we've got bloody violence.
Yes. I'm Batman.
I'm Batman.
I'm drawing a blank for now. It's Cloak and Shadow feels nice.
Mm-hmm.
Not a big reference to anything, but
well, there's a lot of references to Ara, the goddess of shadow, in there.
Yes.
I'm gonna go shadow. I'm gonna go shadows in the sand.
Oh, that's good. I like that.
I like that.
It's not too memey, but it's accurate and succinct, and I do like it when it can be summed up so simply.
Yep. By the way, there's an illustration of what of Cain and Abel. They're Colwen.
I'm gonna have a look at that in a bit.
Yeah, out of character chat.
Yes.
All right. Ending the stream in blah blah. Where is it? Hang on.
Good boo.
Hey, thanks everyone. Have a great day. Be back next weekend. All hands on deck. Bye bye.
All right. Counting out.